Mercedes, and you're tuning in to FeMetal TV. And I'm hanging out here with Jason and Kimberly from One Eyed Doll. How are you guys today?
Hi, we're great. We're excited to be with you at FeMetal.
Yeah, we're excited to have you. So what is one thing about the new album that shows how the band has progressed musically?
Producer? That sounds like a question.
Well, this album is, we were actually studying modes when we wrote this album, so a lot of the stuff is in some kind of, strange modes. I don't know if you know anything about music theory, but most music is in either a major or a minor key, and there's actually 5 other modes that you can, there's infinite modes, but 5 other major modes that you could use for music. We kind of explored that a little bit on this album. So you might hear some Phrygian scales, or some harmonic minor, or maybe some of the music is in Dorian. And these are other kind of keys that you can play in besides major and minor.
That sounds so cool.
Yeah, and we also did a lot of stuff on mandolin and banjo on this album. A lot of it was written in the redwoods in the Santa Cruz Mountains in California, and we had a banjo and a mandolin there, and we were kind of like writing some bluegrass style music, and then it ended up translating really well to the rock format. So.
Well, and I've heard banjo in some of the other songs previously.
Yeah, Kimberly likes to play banjo.
Yeah, I sprinkle it in here and there. Sometimes I like to write on the banjo, so I have to interject it into whatever song that it was written with, just as a little tip of the hat to the instruments. I love banjo. I grew up mostly in the Pacific Northwest, so I was exposed to a lot of bluegrass music and kind of woodsy stuff up there. And it's always been a part of my music.
So Kimberly, what does Junior have that makes this work that the previous drummers didn't have?
Well, that's an interesting question. I mean, every lineup of this band has brought something special to the group and something important to the group, and everyone has had their strengths. And Junior is, well, he's been with the band since the first album, and that's because he was recording our songs from the very beginning and actually playing on a lot of the songs. He's in the liner notes as a musician in every album, even before he joined the band. So Jason is a multi-instrumentalist, an amazing producer and engineer and writer and composer. And what doesn't he bring, really, is the question. But he's been around longer than anybody. He's the longest standing member of this band because I've been working with him since 2006 in my music. He's just always been a part of the music. So it's awesome having him actually on stage with me on tour because he was always there anyway. So it's part of the family.
He sounds like he's a great asset.
Yeah, he's a big part of our sound and who we are. Always has been.
So you not only play drums, but you are also a producer. Do you produce any other bands?
Yeah, I think I've made over 100 albums.
Really?
Yeah, it's mostly, local bands. I started in Sacramento, California, and produced bands out of there. I did a lot of hip-hop, actually, in Sacramento. And pretty much all of the rock bands in Sacramento recorded at my studios. And then in 2005, I moved to Austin and also recorded a lot of bands there. Yeah, I mean, nothing. Probably haven't heard of many of them, but while I was recording Hole, we were both in a band called Giant Squid at different times, both the keyboard players. So we actually both played an instrument that we don't play in this band, in a different band, at different times. Actually,
before,
10 years apart.
Before I ever met him, actually, he was in the same band that I ended up being in later.
Yeah.
And on the same instrument, which is either of our main instruments.
You guys have just been chasing each other.
Yeah. And really, we both moved to Austin in 2005 from different parts of the Northwest without knowing each other. So we had to meet in Austin in this particular situation. And one of my shows, actually.
So how did it feel to be recognized by Guitar Player magazine as a female guitarist?
I'm glad that they recognized that I was female. That's cool. Some people don't see that right away. In fact, I can totally pass as a boy if I don't have any makeup and I put my hair in a hat and just have t-shirt and jeans. That people sometimes think I'm a boy, and they'll be like, "Hey, bro," and I'm like, "Hey," and then I try to do the boy voice, but they know that I'm faking it, and then they're like, "Oh, sorry, I mean, ma'am," and then it's all this. I'm like, "Yeah, I'm a boy," and so that was nice, and that they know that I play guitar. That's also that actually, they put me on this list with, the 20 extraordinary female guitarists, and there were some really amazing ladies on that list, and I am honored and humbled to be listed among such greatness as they are.
What do you consider One Eye Doll's biggest accomplishment so far?
Being on FeMetal is pretty darn awesome. It's definitely one of the cooler things that we have done. We're here on this couch with you, and what more could you really ask for?
I will add in that that this has been a really good tour. This is our first headlining tour since we've been out with a bunch of these other kind of headliners that have been super awesome to take us out, like OTEP, Mushroomhead, Wayne Static, the late Wayne Static. So this is our first time headlining the whole country, and it's been really awesome. It's been good turnouts every night, and I'm very proud of that. So.
Yeah. There have been a lot of just moments on this tour, too, that have made me feel like this is the pinnacle of my career, right here, right now. Like, we've been pushing really hard to have all ages shows at these places. We've just been begging and begging and begging for them to be all ages. Some places will do it for us, some places can't, but we really pull for it. We really try. And so we've had the opportunity to have a lot of kids in the audience, a lot of teenagers and a lot of even young children with their parents, they got the earplugs in, and sometimes they'll be side stage, and sometimes they'll just be right there in the audience, and everybody really takes care of them. And but seeing those kids and teenagers singing along to the songs, it's like it does something for me that nothing else can do. A lot of the girls, it's like they know the songs, they're singing along, and it's humbling, and it kind of stops me in my tracks once in a while. Like, I'll mess up a little bit because I get a little bit clamped. It's like, thank you so much. So that has been really neat, and that's something that's mainly started happening on this tour as we've been headlining. People are coming out to the shows, and a lot of younger fans, and it's really cool. That's what I want.
That sounds just so awesome. I'm sure as much as the kids are inspiring to you while you're on stage, you're inspiring them with your music.
I hope so. That's a huge bonus. It's really an honor.
So, Kimberly, what advice would you give to women just starting in the music business?
Oh, wow. I'm not sure I'm the best person to give advice to anyone because I've probably done everything the hard way. It's taken me this long to get where we're at. But some of the things that I've been through, that I've experienced, that they might not see coming, like, boy, especially when you're starting out, you're going to run into a lot of misogyny in different forms. People will try to put you down. There'll be a lot of these guys who are, it's almost like they're offended or fearful of seeing a girl on stage being powerful and controlling an audience, and they will try to stop you. Look at these people trying to ruin your shows, or trying to ruin your meet and greets, or to just bring you down, off of your high horse. But just stay on that high horse, keep your chin up. There's some extra challenges. There's a lot more bullying, I think, when you're a girl coming up through this stuff. There's a lot of machismo to deal with, and men are as important in music as women are, obviously, and I love all my boys that I work with, but girls, you will have some struggles with that, and just stay strong. Don't let them kill your spirit. Just keep on going. And you're awesome for putting yourself out there. Play an instrument. The best advice that I ever got was when I was just starting out, and I went to my grandpa, Bertie Jones, who the band is actually named for. He was a performer all his life, had one eye. And I told Bertie, I said, I have these songs, and I think that I want to sing them for people. I want to be a performer like you. What do I do? Please tell me what to do. What should I do? And I was like, I think I might, form a band and get some people who could play instruments, because I didn't play anything yet. And he said, play the guitar. I said, well, Bertie, that's going to take a long time. I'm not sure that I have any ability for that. Starting later than most people did. You're supposed to start when you're a kid playing instruments, right? I didn't have that opportunity with guitar. But he said no. He said, and I will always hear his voice saying this to me. I hear it all the time. He said, you can't rely on anyone in this world, especially musicians. So you better learn to back yourself up. You write your own music, you perform your own music. If everybody in your band bails on you, you can still play that gig. He said, the show must go on. You learn to back yourself up. Play the guitar here. And he gave me his guitar. He said, learn to play this. It's on you. And so what can you say? Yes, sir, is what you say to your grandpa. So, yeah. Yes, sir, I sure did. And I went and I learned that guitar, and that was the best thing that could have happened for me as a performer, because, I didn't always have it so good. Jason here is Mr. Reliable, but I was left completely alone to play shows coming up. Not everyone I played with took the band so seriously as I did. And so, of all the lineups we've had, we've been a 4-piece band, we've been a 3-piece band, we've been a 2-piece band, we've been a 1-piece band plenty of times. And that show went on. And thanks to Bernie, I could back myself up and I could play a show without it being karaoke. And so, girls, if you're out there and you're listening to this and you're looking for some direction, don't take it from me, take it from Bernie. Pick up an instrument. Something portable, like guitar. You can always play a show with an acoustic guitar.
What is the one thing you would like to see One Night Doll achieve in the band's career?
At one point, one of my big goals, just as a musician, was to record with a really legendary producer at an amazing studio. And we actually achieved that when we recorded with Sylvia Massey, and that was she's totally legendary. She made the first couple of Tool albums. She made, System of a Down, she album System of a Down, Johnny Cash, Prince, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Paula Abdul. Yeah. Seriously, legendary producer. And so that was kind of, even as a little kid, that was like my big goal in life to do something like that. We went out there, and she actually embraced us, and we lived in her studio for like 3 years or something like that. We worked there.
On and off, really.
Yeah, on and off. In between tours, we
would come back between tours, and we were kind of we were recording our stuff, and then we were also sort of just in-house musicians. So we would go and play on different albums that she was working on, and Jason engineered some stuff there, and I would sing backups on things, and it was just kind of a fun, creative time. We really clicked with Sylvia. She's just she's a magical being of music and light, and she's just, you've never met anybody like Sylvia Massey. And, her manager, Chris, is such a cool dude. And we just had this great little family of just the most amazing people, and that was a good time.
Another thing that I think that
was a huge achievement to be able to hang with the likes of them. It's super cool.
Another thing that I really that I felt like was important for the band to acknowledge the really great going out with all of these other headliners as direct support.
Yeah.
We knew we had our fan base there, but it wasn't until this headlining tour that it really was proven, not to just us, but to everybody that we're working with, that we can have a successful headlining tour, that all over the country, no matter what city we go to, there are people there that are just there to see us.
This has been a long time in the works, man. We've just, one fan at a time, been building up our following, and this tour has been an assessment of where we're at in different parts of the country, in different markets, in different, demographics. So it's been a success. It's been really good.
It's really scary going out there on your own. You don't really know. It's like, are people going to show up just for us? I don't know.
Yeah. We learned that we do the best in all ages, major markets. Mm-hmm. We're not as much of like a bar band. Yeah. We do a lot better at the all ages venues where the kids can all come out, and people aren't like just totally wasted during our set. It's really we've learned a lot, and a lot of it is what I was hoping that it would be, and that's really cool. I think one of our next accomplishments might be to do some like European festivals, mm-hmm. and get overseas, because we've got fans begging for us in different countries that we've just never been to. We haven't been able to do it yet, but I think that this headlining tour has proven what we can do, and that we're a step closer to that because of this. So,
So those fans will be waiting, and eventually you'll get there.
I hope so. And,
sooner than later, I want to do it soon.
We can start building a buzz in different countries too, and then come back to the US and do it again here, and just lots of touring and more of that, and doing a better and better set, and getting our production dialed down, and we've been building our production on stage and getting cool, we got some cool lasers. And
we have our own light guy now, so
that's awesome.
Our light guy, his whole job is just to set up lights and
don't forget, you still have all your props and fun stuff.
Well, yeah,
I always have that.
We'll pull out some for you today. Be watching.
What will you guys be doing for the rest of 2015?
We're booking another tour right now. We're not going to talk about it though, because it's not ready to talk about.
It's in the works. They're just started talking about it because everybody's excited about how well this tour has gone. They're like, all right, here's what we're going to do for a different part of the year, and they're already working on it, so it's great. The buzz is happening.
Most of it we can't really talk about though. But we are booking another tour, and of course we're going to be back at the studio, probably writing music for our next one.
Which is insane because we have so much music that isn't even out yet. We're so far ahead. It's like whenever we're actually off the road, it doesn't even matter if we have a home base at all. We are writing and recording, and it's like, you know, in the last interview we did was yesterday in Arizona, which I called New Mexico. It was Tucson. They were very nice about me calling them New Mexico. And Florida. Eventually got to Arizona. But we had, you know, in that interview, they were asking about our hobbies outside of music, and I couldn't come up with one. I was like, man, what I love to do when I'm not on tour, like all we do is make music. Like we're so obsessed with it. It's just, you know, I'm always writing, and he's always writing, and we're always. It's what's fun for us. It's the funnest thing in the whole world. I don't want to do anything else. So I think I say cooking. I just came up with cooking. That's my hobby. You gotta eat, right?
Well, thank you guys so much for this. We cannot wait for the show. We will definitely be looking out for that next tour that you guys will be heading out on. Check them out. Stay tuned to us, FeMetal TV.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.